Following is an excerpt taken from the second of 3 sessions that make up the 7-hour-long Module 5 training course on process piping design. This brief excerpt touches on a small part of a discussion on code boundaries. What is represented here is a generic plant layout in which is shown 6 different process units, a tank farm, a central utility plant or CUP, a lab, research and testing facility, and an administration facility. And while it has been decided, based on the nature of the plant, that it fall under the umbrella of the ASME B313 process piping code, the various units or facilities may warrant more specific code requirements more pertinent to their particular needs. As an example, let's take a look at the CUP facility. In many cases, it can be justified through cost and scheduling to take an isolated facility like the CUP and make it a package contract, whereby a single contractor is awarded the design and construction of the facility. This is a way in which time and money can be leveraged to achieve better progress overall at the same or better cost. In doing this, it has to be explicitly defined as to the responsibilities of the package contractor overall, and even more so where they interface with the plant contractor. In this case, the interface would occur along the construction boundary match line, and more precisely, where the CUP pipe rack penetrates the CUP wall to join the main pipe rack. Defined responsibilities will need to drill down to which contractor will make the final fit up at that interface, whether it's bolting up flanges or making a closure weld and performing the final leak test. It has to be spelled out. As you can see in this more detailed layout of the CUP, there are multiple utility and chemical units that make up this facility. There's steam generation, water treatment, condensate recovery, treated water storage, filtration pumps and cooling water pumps, chilled water generation, compressed air generation, plus hydrogen generation, and chemical treatment. Even though the piping in this facility will be governed by the B311 Power Piping Code, there are 2 systems, or units, that would lend themselves to other more appropriate codes and standards. As indicated, the chemical treatment unit will be designed and constructed in accordance with B313 process piping, and the hydrogen generation unit will be designed and constructed in accordance with B3112 hydrogen piping and pipelines. As mentioned earlier, the boundaries and transitional connections between codes will need to be defined in great detail. If you recall, under an earlier slide, we pointed out that one of the exclusions for B313, as stated under paragraph 300.1.3, was boiler external piping. Boiler external piping is defined under ASME B311, paragraph 100.1.2, subparagraph A, as follows. Boiler external piping shall be considered as piping that begins where the boiler proper terminates at the first circumferential joint for welding in connections, or the face of the first flange and bolted flange connections, or the first threaded joint in that type of connection, and that extends up to and including the valve or valves required in paragraph 122.1, more specifically paragraph 122.1.7. Under 122.1.7, there are a litany of requirements for valves that include those for steam stop valves, feedwater valves, blow-off valves, and pressure relieving valves. If designing piping around a boiler, you would need to comply with B311, paragraph 122.1.7 with regard to valving requirements integral to the boiler external piping. The terminal points, like weld joints, flange joints, threaded joints, themselves are considered part of the boiler external piping. This diagram graphically depicts what we just discussed. It shows a boiler inside the CUP with piping being connected to the boiler. The weld done on the boiler proper is done in accordance with section 1. The piping from that point through the first valve is considered boiler external piping. The welds performed in connecting pipe to the valves are done in accordance with B31.1. After that and up to the match line boundary or battery limits that segregates the CUP package from the plant construction, piping can be done as indicated in accordance with B31.1 or B31.3, but it has to be defined as to which. Piping beyond the CUP, as also indicated, will conform to B31.3. This marks the end of this excerpt. For more information on the complete course, please contact us at courses@wmhuittco.com. In the subject line, enter Request Info on the Module 5 Piping Design course. Thanks for watching.